Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. But before I begin, hit that like button, hit that notification bell so you can know when my next video uploads. And if you like the video, come down in the comment section so we can have a conversation. And I'm going to need y'all to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, y'all. So before I begin, I would like to say anything that I say is alleged, in my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. Hey everybody, welcome to my review of Married at First Sight. We are going to be starting out with Kirsten and Shaquille. Kirsten calls her friend and lets her friend know that she enjoys the honeymoon and that she enjoyed moving in with Shaquille. She says Shaquille's work schedule is getting in the way of their quality time and she wants to make sure she is a priority. Her friend advises that they, carve out time to make time for each other. Shaquille and Kirsten, they talk about being in love. Shaquille feels supported. Well, when he was in love before this, Shaquille felt supported in his dreams, and that made him fall in love. Kirsten was in love for 4 years, and it didn't work out. It felt like it caused her to have her guard up. She admits to not speaking up in her relationship. In my head, I'm like, well, how did that work out for you? Okay, you have to let your partner know how you're feeling. Shaquille is a communicator, and you are not giving him nothing. So quality time will make Kirsten fall in love, is what she tells Shaquille. Shaquille wants quality time and his time as well. And I agree with Shaquille. Shaquille, nail on the head. Like, I got married very young. Not that this is about me. But what I did was wrap my life around my husband. And as I got older, I realized you have to have your own life within your marriage. You have to have your own friends within your marriage. So Shaquille mentees come over to meet Kirsten. Kirsten understands why he do what he do. One of the mentees had a great question for Kirsten and Shaquille. His question was, like, both of you are set in your ways. How does that impact how you feel now? Which was a great question. We found out that Shaquille gave up a job that he really wanted so that he could make this marriage work. Kirsten says she appreciates that, but don't want him to resent her in the long run. Kirsten's issue was that he didn't have a conversation with her. She felt like he should have consulted with her in reference to him getting a job. She's open to that. So Shaquille believes he can fall in love with his wife and knows that spending more quality time with Kirsten is what Kirsten needs. So he takes her to the plant shop, lets her know that this is what he likes to do. Kirsten appreciates Shaquille and, the plant out, and she feels like Shaquille is able to tell her about himself. Kirsten feels like hopefully this become a we thing for them. So Kirsten in turn sets up a spa day for her and Shaquille at the house. Kirsten says she's going to take her relationship to the next level and want things to grow. But in this scene, we see that didn't happen because Kirsten ended up shutting down when Shaquille started asking questions. So Shaquille reveals that his insecurities was with the accident and the scar on his head. Kirsten says she appreciates him sharing that information, and she speaks life into him. So when it's Kirsten's turn to answer questions, she said there's a lot that he don't know about her, but end up telling him what he already knows, that she gets quiet and shuts down. So Shaquille was like, he wants to know more about her. Again, she shuts down, don't tell us nothing. In my opinion, I feel like Kirsten doesn't want to reveal too much on TV. But in my mind, I'm like, you have to give Shaquille something, even if it's off camera. Shaquille said her walls are too tall and he needs to know why. Shaquille doesn't want to feel this way on decision day, and Kirsten doesn't want him to feel this way either. Kirsten thanks him for being patient. But Kirsten, you have to give him something. He is not a mind reader. Let him break those walls down. Like, figure out what is safe for you to tell on TV. But give Shaquille the safe and the most vulnerable moments of you, because I'm rooting for both of you. I really would like your relationship to work. I feel like Shaquille will get it out of you, but He's not a mind reader. You want him to be able to say things a certain way for him to get out of you what he needs to get. And it don't work like life don't work like that. You know that saying closed mouths don't get fed? Like, you got to let him know what's going on with you. Anyway, we're going to move on to the next couple. So we have Chris and Nicole. Chris plans a couple massage for them. Nicole said right now she loves how their relationship is going, but hope the stresses of life don't interfere. We found out that her love language is not touch, but since being with Chris, she finds that it's something that she loves to do. Nicole plans a special date night at a place she always wanted to share with a special someone, and Chris is that someone. Chris said that they are growing every day and is glad to have Nicole as his wife. Nicole wants to talk about love. Nicole wants to say it first. Nicole wants him to say it first. Chris said it will happen naturally, and I think that should happen naturally. Nicole wants things to go a certain way in my mind, and that's the recipe for a disaster. I feel like you have to let things happen naturally. When you set timelines on when things should happen instead of going with the flow, shit goes awry, okay? Now, don't get me wrong. There is limits on these timelines, but 2 weeks, a month is just not enough time, in my opinion. Another thing, too, once you have sex, for a woman, there's this process we expect, and it's stupid, but, that's how we built. We want things to go in a certain order. That's why, sometimes putting sex in before you get to know somebody, it can mess things up. So we have Chris cutting his hair. He said he wants to look good for his wife. He talked about his body issues and not being where he wants to be. Nicole feels the same way. Chris decides to confess that he was asked a question about, looks for his wife, and he wanted her to hear it from him and not from anybody else. He said that, he loves his wife and that she's a little thicker than he would normally go for, but not in a bad way. But what's not in a bad way? Anyway, you sounding like Clint right now. Nicole says she's taken aback. She says she has body dysmorphia and suggests that Chris uses a better choice of words to describe his wife so that it will not be hurtful to her. And Chris agrees. Moving on to Clint and Gina. Clint talks to his mom about being a business owner and taking time to spend with family and friends. Clint asks, would you make business your sole purpose? And mom says yes, especially in the beginning, to make your business successful. He said he knows he has to support Gina, but there needs to be a work-life balance. Clint goes into Gina's business to meet the staff. Clint is impressed with the salon and how Gina interacts with her staff, but still reiterates that she has to live life as well. Given a task by the experts to build feelings and be open and honest, they talk about the things that will, make them fall in love. Gina said quality time, traveling, and decompressing. Clint said the 3 F's, friends, family, and he said, can you guess the other F? Leaving suspense, but it was food. Then they said the next thing was something that was challenging in their life. Gina said her childhood was challenging and very adverse, but she realized that she's not a product of her environment. Clint he lost a child due to miscarriage, and it really broke him down because he really wanted to be a father. Their chemistry level, Gina said she hoping that it will continue and grow by decision day, and Clint said he wished for the same. So their next outing is Clint sharing his sailing with Gina. He wants to bring Gina into his world, show her how to set up the sails and stuff like that. Gina says she's loving the sailing, feels like her and Clint are getting a better understanding of each other. So they just chill on a lake and talk a little bit. Clint and Gina go out on the town. They go to a bull riding show. They both enjoy themselves. And Clint thinks, as an adventurer, he can do bull riding. He said he'll die, but he can do it anyway. Gina and Clint have fun, and they said this is a start to getting to know each other. And last but definitely not least is Jasmine and Aries. Aries has COVID. Jasmine has a long work schedule. He said he had to fend for himself. And Jasmine says she wants to be there for him as much as possible. Jasmine made vegetable soup for him, and he gave her a 7 for taking care of him and nursing him back to health. Eris and Jasmine give her dog Duchess a bath. It was Eris' suggestion. Jasmine appreciates him helping, suggesting that they give the dog a bath. And Eris feels like this would be a bonding moment for them. I really wish they would have had more. I know Jasmine loves her dogs and she can appreciate him doing it, but I wish they would have had more of a moment between them instead of them and the dog, to grow their, emotional attachment to each other. Jasmine says the more things they do together, the more they can grow and get to that emotional connection with each other. So Eris and Jasmine sit down to talk. He asked Jasmine how many times has she been in love. She said she's been in love 3 times. Eris, of course, have been in love none. So Eris has been hurt before. This is why he is the way he is. So he explains that he was with someone and he thought he was in love, and then the person kind of let him down. So he been on a mission for the last 10 years of being a professional F-boy. Okay, anyway, that's that. Jasmine says she's a hopeless romantic and will not let her past relationships keep her from falling in love. And I agree. Jasmine lets Eris know that they should have deeper conversations to create a more emotional connection. So they decide to play the game called Never Have I Ever. We find out that Eris participated in orgies at least twice, okay? And we found out that Jasmine is a prude compared to Eris. To me, Jasmine wasn't thrilled with Eris' sex life. She wanted to have deeper conversation, but there it is. F-boys only talk about their sexcapades. That's what excites them. So, unfortunately and hopefully, he will get out of that stage. He's not attracted to you sexually, and that's going to be a problem because he's still, in his mind, in the fuck stage. He's not really into the process. And you ask, how do I know? Because I dealt with a few fuck. I really don't see them working out because they on 2 different pages in this relationship. And when the physical attraction is not there, it plays a larger role in everything else, unfortunately. Quick side note, on the after party, Kirsten had an emotional moment, and it's because she really couldn't express herself. Keisha Knight Pulliam asked her a question, and she still couldn't answer any questions about herself. So I feel like that last relationship did a doozy on her, or maybe it's a childhood thing where she couldn't express how she felt. And she just always went to, being that girl that's professional and doing great things. That's her highlight because she don't know how to express herself emotionally. I wish her the best. I hope she comes out of it because I think Shaquille is a great match for her. Anyway, guys, that's all I got. Like, comment, and subscribe. Come down in the comment section. Let's have a discussion. Hit that notification bell so you know when my next video uploads. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.